call up.
Yep. And I'm going to bring the web page up just to make sure that it's going out proper. Seems to be.
Looks good on my end of the call.
Yep. Very good. Audio levels pretty good, a little high. But fixing that. Okay, cool. So feel free to resume as you were.
Crisis? I don't want to say averted because it was not averted, but managed.
Yeah, addressed.
Crisis addressed.
Uh-huh.
If I had the setting toggled on to have oh, never mind. Well, what I was gonna say was if I had the setting toggled on to have the Fierce Deity Mask anywhere, I could just climb up this little ledge here as Fierce Deity Link because he's really, really tall. Like he's taller than Adult Link and Zora Link. Like he's way tall.
Your face is moving. Your gameplay is not.
Oh, that's because I have the window selected.
Okay.
So this ledge is the ledge I was talking about.
Ah, there we go.
And what I did was I turned into Zora Link, and he was able to play. So I'm like,
oh, okay.
Well, never mind about what I was going to say, but this is the motherfucker I was looking for.
Sugar says, Logan, I know Deeds let you know this, but just so you know, the earlier you get here during your 4 to 5 p.m. window, the better. That way you aren't immediately thrown into her car or my car to go watch wrestling.
Yeah, I was going to shoot. She told me... Oh, goodness. She told me to shoot for between 4 and 5. So I'll probably...
I don't remember the fire looking like that. So, like, that torch that thing was carrying looked fine, but these, like, red things have, like, a weird... Like, that lava on the ground looks real weird. Like, it's running... It looks like it's running in 16-bit color.
Yeah, I think that might be an emulation issue.
Okay. That reminds... That's some, like, Windows 95 color banding.
There he goes. This goofy guy. Yeah, I spoke to Deidre. She said between 4 and 5 is when I should shoot. I think I'm just going to try to be there around 4. Which means I should probably be leaving here around noon. Hey, a key that I already have. Let me check that. Wizrobe. Defeat Wizrobe. Pre-boss crystal switch. I think that's the one that I got off stream. Still don't know what this underwater chest is. Inverted tower, small key 4. Be careful with these pose. It will send me falling in. It will send me falling into the sky.
Oh, because you're upside. Yeah, okay, right.
That one. There's 2 more though. I can see their lanterns floating in the air.
These pose ain't loyal.
Classic. Addressed.
Subtitle for Legend of Zelda Wind Waker: Boats and Pose.
Boats and pose. Oh,
Were
I
there
need
any
to,
Poes in Wind Waker?
Yeah. They
I just
like
kind of assumed there were.
there are. What they did was they possessed you. And they
Oh.
made so you couldn't draw your sword.
Oh, okay, wow.
You don't know
Mike's
how
here.
accurate that
Welcome,
is,
Mike.
Mike.
Uh-huh. Yeah. If I can impart some wisdom to folks. Set up a system restore point in Windows if you have a very important machine that you rely on.
Emos. Need that.
Oh, that's the guy that doesn't chew his food, Demos. Mike says, Logan, what is pizza? He has been consumed by this question.
Hold.
Holding. Oh, I see. We're going to answer the question.
Can you drag and drop into OBS?
I don't know. I've never tried to.
Open image in own tab. Oh, I didn't drag it into OBS. I dragged it into Bing. I dragged it from Chrome to Bing. You're dragging a URL into OBS. This will automatically make a link. No, I don't want that.
We've already got a link.
All right,
He's the kid with the sword.
I guess I gotta save it to my computer.
Oh, no.
It's not even a PNG. I typed in pizza PNG and it's a JPEG. Google image search. Give me a break.
Wait till it's a WebP.
I'm just gonna call this image source pizza.
No, I could be doing all this stuff. Jesus.
I hope this answers your question.
Hold on. I'll see if I can find a stupider image.
You're not gonna get more stupider than what I'm about to do.
Okay. I think I know where your head's at. Let's see.
I got this idea while I was on Jupiter, where I got more stupider.
Let's see. Pixabay.com.
I hope this answers all of your questions. I'm not taking any. I'm not taking any criticism at this time.
Right.
We're done in this room. This was, what was this? I guess this was inverted tower small key 4. Real Charlie Kirk maneuver, that is. Pizza doesn't care about your feelings. Is Charlie Kirk the guy, the like conservative guy with like the big ass head but the tiny ass face?
Yes.
Goofy ass motherfucker.
He looks like a Teen Titans character.
He does. He does. a Charlie Kirk maneuver to be like, this is it. I'm not taking any criticism.
Yeah.
It's very funny.
All right.
The joke is slowly dawning on me. Oh man. I was hoping this guy wouldn't have bad bats around him. Because I didn't have the bad bats. Oh, I don't have my light arrows on. That's why I'm not hitting him. This guy hit me really fucking hard. It's not so tough if I stay far away from him. All shitheads sound the same. Wait, the fact that you're feeling shit, dude, was another one. Yeah, that was that other guy with the. He has a tiny ass head with a tiny ass face. Oh, it's just a token. I did all that for a token. That was boss key. In this game, when you get hit by the blue bubbles, you get cursed that you can't draw your sword.
Oh, okay.
But if you just play the Song of Storms, it goes away. Okay, I need to now. What do I need to do now? I think I need to go in that door to the left over there. There's a chest in this room, but I get that chest by defeating that Igor that's up there. I need to figure out how to get up to him. That's going to be the Giant's Mask check. This room is the Giant's Mask check. The other one is going to be Inverted Death Armos. And I have everything else. I must have the underwater chest.
Okay. Take your pizza image off of there. I think. Let's see if this does what I want it to. Hold on. Where is it? Where'd it go? Input in watermark. Ah, there we go. How do I pick which one I want?
All pizza is delicious. It's hard to choose which one you eat.
Oh, that's way
Hey, yes.
that's way bigger than I planned it to be.
Hey, that's what happened to my pizza too.
Let me scale this bad boy down.
That's incredible. You're right. That is stupider than my idea, and I love it. Okay, Mike. I hope this answers all of your questions.
Right. Yeah.
I'm keeping my pizza text though.
Oh yeah. Clearly. I mean, I might. Probably gonna run into the wall. Nope. It's gonna clear it. Okay. Good. That's
I
my
feel comfortable claiming that.
That's my favorite thing about having our logo as a PSD, that I can pull apart different parts of it and replace layers. Great. Great, great, great. Now I just have to remember not to save this when I close VMix tonight. It's going to ask me if I want to save it. I need to remember to say no, or else it's going to load it up tomorrow and we're just going to have pizza.
So I need to get that guy to stand on that button. I can hit him with a light arrow and flip him upside down.
I was going to say, I thought you said light arrows like froze dudes or something.
It's an instant kill for a lot of weaker enemies.
Does your hook shot stun him or anything?
No. Hold on. I still have the walkthrough saved. I can just go to that part, figure out what to do. So tired of struggling through this dungeon. Alright, nope, that's twin mold. I don't know if this audio is going through or not.
I don't hear it, and I don't see it on your waveform.
Good. Oh, it's further back. Okay, this is around where I just was. There's killing the Bad Bats guy. That's him going in the room. Oh. Oh. Well, I could have done that. I was making that way harder than it needed to be. Which is typical for my life. Yeah, I just wear the stone mask. Hop over there. Stand on the button.
Okay.
That's it. Oh, it's a soul. I want it.
That's pretty neat.
I'm gonna not get that just yet. Gotta fight this Igor. Debate him into making his eye big and yellow. Mike says pizza side, how's the run going? Well, for the last like 4 or 5 streams, we've been down to just needing 2 items to be done. Oh wait, I haven't clicked that yet. So it's going pretty okay. I need 1 soul and 1 boss remains item. Okay, so now inside here is the twin mold room. I'm gonna not do that just yet. I'm going to warp back to the beginning of the dungeon, flip the dungeon, get that 1 chest, flip it back, and then come back in here.
Okay.
That's not what I wanted to do. This game utilizes the light arrows way more than Ocarina of Time does.
Yeah. I mean, all I can remember them for Ocarina was the final battle. That's all I
Yeah.
remember.
That's the only place. That's the only time you ever use them in the first game, or are required to use them.
Right.
But they made them so like, they instant kill a lot of weaker enemies, and also they make them drop 50 rupees. And they kept that property for this game. So even though you don't get it at like, even though you don't get the arrows like as late in the game as you do the first one, they
Right.
still hold the same property. So like between now and like for the rest of this dungeon and up until like the final area, you can just kill enemies with light arrows and just get 50 rupees each hit. And if you find light arrows early in a randomizer, they are an excellent source of income. What soul did I get? Give me a good one. Shabombs. Where's Shabomb? Oh! They are the little... They are the actual bubbles. You know, not bubbles, but Shabomb.
Right. Mike says, also, I know Micro Center has the Ender 3 V2 for $100, I think, and it can be upgraded to a pretty good one for another 40 if you put in the work. So if any of you is near one. What is an Ender 3 V2? I feel like
I'm not
heard
near
that,
anything.
heard that name before.
I ain't near nothing.
Oh, it's a 3D printer. I'm near a Micro Center.
You're also near a Fry's.
Not anymore. Ain't nobody near a Fry's.
Oh, the Fry's closed?
Oh yeah, I'm pretty sure Fry's went bankrupt. Let's see.
That was such a cool store.
Fry's Electronics. Let's see. Well, the Wikipedia says Fry's Electronics was an American big box store chain.
I love the memes about it's usually when like a celebrity or somebody famous dies, and it says all the Wikipedia editors rushing to their site. It just says was.
Was, yeah. Let's see. On February 24th, 2021, Fry's announced the immediate, permanent closure of all of its stores. A statement posted on its website cited changes in the retail industry and the challenges posed by the COVID-19 pandemic. And they're not wrong. Every time I went into a Fry's in recent years, it was just like power strips and bottled water. Like, you could technically buy electronics there, but when Best Buy have better selection than you do, people aren't coming to you for electronics.
That's a shame. I liked that store.
It was neat. It was a fun, silly place to go because every store had a theme. Like the one that we went to was like Old West, I assume because it's in Texas. So there was like covered wagons and oil towers everywhere. So
I didn't know they did that. That's
Yeah.
kind of cool.
some places had like outer space things, so like spaceships and alien paintings on the wall. Some place had like underwater. Every Fry's had a whatever the theme was that the entire store was styled after.
Look who's here.
Completely unnecessary to an electronics store, but that's just what it was.
Why is this guy not? Oh.
Because you guys don't know.
I don't like how they have like little legs and big mouth.
I don't think I ever knew that their mouth was on their lower half. I don't know that I never knew that there was a mouth on there.
Usually BMOs aren't depicted as that organic.
Yeah. I'm curious if I could even tell that was a mouth on the original, like, monitor that I was, or screen that I was playing it on.
Maybe. Okay, I have the Giant's Mask, right? I do have the Giant's Mask. I have the Wind Mold Soul. I do. Okay, I'm good to go. I finished the Stone Tower Temple completely.
All right. Also, completely off topic for the third time, I bought a Wi-Fi repeater, and for some reason, it goes in conflict with my PC, which is connected directly via cable to the router. Are they like fighting over an IP address? Is your repeater trying to use the same IP address that your computer's already on?
Do you remember that ninja guy I fought in like, he had like a purple cloak and a gold mask?
Purple cloak, gold mask. Not by that description.
Well, this is that room just upside down, and the boss is just like up above where that guy was. I never noticed that before now.
Oh, so this room was upside down when you were fighting him?
Yeah, well, it's upside down now.
I tried to give them both their own IP, and it didn't work. Did you set it static on the... So, like, your computer, you can do static IPs one of two ways. You can either tell the router what IP to give it, or tell the computer what IP to demand.
I just realized, because I'm so big, Fairy didn't grow with me.
Oh, really?
I can't Z-target.
Oh. Right. Tried both. Huh. They both didn't work as long as the repeater was connected. I think of what could cause that. And your computer isn't also trying to connect to Wi-Fi, is it? Because if I turned on my PC first, obviously it would connect, but the second I try to turn on the repeater, it would jam. Huh. PC is via Ethernet, but like, does your PC have a Wi-Fi card in it, and is it even aware of the wireless network around it? We have a problem with folks at work to where they're like, oh, I'm connected to the building's Wi-Fi, and now I'm gonna go sit at my desk and I'm gonna plug into my docking station, which is a wired connection, and some laptops have a thing that it's smart enough to disable the Wi-Fi when you connect to Ethernet, but some don't. It really messes with stuff when they try to have both connected at once.
I got the mirror build. That opened up some stuff. For Ocarina of Time. Oh, why is the texture so weird?
I was gonna say, what is it? Just like very, very reflective?
I don't know. It's a model that's supposed to be for Ocarina of Time, and I'm in Majora's Mask, so maybe it's just like a game compatibility thing.
Mm.
All right. The dungeon I was the most worried about is done.
Great.
So now I have BMOS, which means I can finish. No, because I need likes, and I need to. I just need to buy the like soul. I need to just suck it up, and buy it.
Quentin says, back from playing a board game with the kids. We'll have the spoiler log up in a second. What? Is this a story he started while I wasn't here?
I don't know what he's talking about. I'm assuming he's just saying, like, he was kind of half paying attention, but now he's got our full attention.
Oh, okay.
That's what I'm assuming he's saying.
I didn't know if playing a board game with the kids was something he was doing in one of his randomizer playthroughs. Oh, he's talking about the spoiler log for your playthrough.
Yeah.
I was playing Fire Tower with T and his girlfriend.
Oh, the kids are his brother and his brother's girlfriend.
God dang.
That's funny.
Also started gathering parts for the new PC.
Oh, man.
What have you got so far?
Everybody talking about getting new PC parts is making me really want to start buying PC parts.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of making me regret buying that 3D printer when I should have bought new PC parts.
He says, I feel like the repeater was trying to snatch the IP from the PC even while it was connected. I don't know if it's possible or if it can try, or if it can try to connect repeatedly would confuse the Yeah, it will absolutely. Until, like, if it's set static on the repeater, that's the IP that it's going to try and use. It does not care, because that's the networking hardware. It takes precedent over any client that connects to the network, because it has to work in order for anything else to work as far as it's concerned. So it's like, no, I don't care if you're a computer that's already working. I'm the networking hardware. I need to be connected.
Clayton.
Uh-huh.
Is the pizza rotating on, like, an incorrect axis?
Oh, it's rotating on several axes.
Gotcha. Okay, so it's not just...
It is rotating, it is spinning, and it is pitching. At different speeds for each axis. So it's...
Alright.
It's sort of like a, it's a timestamp. It will never hit the same shape twice. For a long time. Until I click the reset button when it starts.
Right. And then it'll hit every single shape it's already hit.
Right. Thus rendering it useless. It's like a blockchain, you see. Every frame is unique until I click the reset button. Also like the block, you can just right click on it and take a screenshot of it.
No, I have a receipt.
Oh, right. Congratulations on your receipt. That's one of my favorite moments of one of those discussions. Like it all boils down to this one guy. He's like, "Well, what do I have then?" And he goes, "You have a receipt." He goes, "That's bull crap." He goes, "Yes, yes, yes, it is. I'm so glad you've learned. I don't care how much money you have sunk into that receipt. You have saved yourself so much money."
Like them the least. Held out as long as I could.
Quentin said, "I have the power." I assume that means he bought a power supply. Almost like people gatekeeping AI prompts for image. That's the silliest thing.
I was watching a video about AI-powered apps and stuff, and there was this app. I don't know what it was called, but it was an app for. Basically, it was like a chat bot.
Oh, okay.
But it was AI powered, and the AI learned from the other users doing it.
Yeah.
And everybody who used the app was such a little deviant.
Yeah.
That literally every single chat, no matter how like PG clean you kept it,
right,
just immediately turned horny.
I think you might be talking about Microsoft Sam.
No, it wasn't Microsoft Sam.
Was it not Sam? Oh, okay.
Microsoft Sam was just a
voice,
text to voice, or voice.
Oh, you're
text,
right. You're right. What am I? What was his name?
It was an app. It wasn't owned by a major company, as far as I know.
Right, but there was one. Right, Microsoft AI turned Nazi.
Right. Yeah,
exactly
I forgot about that. Also, like Twitter put out some sort of AI chatbot. I guess it's a chatbot. I don't know exactly what it is. But immediately the like right-wing chudlords were like, "It's woke."
It's AI is legitimately useful for certain things, and it has been for decades. I don't know where this came from that people became convinced it was the solution for every single problem.
Oh, shucks.
But like racing games, you are racing against an AI. Like sports games, you are playing Madden against an AI. Like there are implementations of AI that have been perfectly fine for decades. But then everybody was like, no, we need to use it to solve every single problem. And I was like, there's not a single tool that exists that solves every problem.
There's stuff that AI is doing right now that is just like, it's not right.
Yeah.
Like people using AI art generators to steal people's art and say it's theirs. Essentially, like it's a little bit more complex than that, but like
I had an idea the other day, and I came up with this idea, and I'm still not sure whether I'm in favor of it or against it. So, obviously, AI has been used for deepfakes, right?
Right.
Replacing or putting celebrity faces onto other bodies in compromising situations.
There was
and looking incredibly realistic in doing so, right?
Yeah.
What is what would happen if you manufactured a person that did not exist? This person has never existed. They bear no resemblance to any person on this planet. They are very clearly distinguishable as their own person.
Right.
And that quote unquote person becomes an adult movie star.
My answer to that hypothetical is that is not the same thing as deepfakes.
Oh no! I'm not saying compare it to deepfakes. I'm just saying that was my sort of root idea.
Okay.
That was my starting point. I was like, clearly we can create convincing imagery with adult content, but that you say that, Mike, but you don't need a base actor. You need millions of base actors so that you have a pool to pull from.
I think
So
what Mike is saying is if you're using AI to make an adult scene seem like it's this character you've created, you
mhm.
still need to record somebody, a real person, doing illicit acts, and then put the AI on it to change them to this character that you've made.
Potentially yes, but I was thinking of like if you could get to the point where all of this stuff was generated and not copied. Like the other thing I was like Hatsune Miku. Hatsune Miku is a completely manufactured character slash person.
Right.
There is no source for that. It was drawn. It was given a voice. The voice lines weren't recorded. They were generated through a
Right.
language model. There's no human base for that.
There is kind of.
Oh, is there?
And that's not in any of the like the way she looks or the way she talks,
Okay.
but the way she moves is mocap.
Okay, I see what you're saying. Yeah. So rather than just her image, but her not her performance is still based in a human's
Yeah,
performance.
exactly.
Okay. Well, what would that do if you basically turned the actor into like an adult VTuber? like like the person actually
Oh,
going
you mean
through
like there's a dedicated human who is pretending to be this?
Yes, who is
Adult
in the
VTuber?
mocap booth with the the skin tight suit and the tracking nodes
Right.
all over them,
Well,
and then they
that-
go,
that-
all right, then we're gonna here's the scene for today.
Oh my gosh, this was something this whole time. The whole time?
And I was thinking about it. I was like, what's the
Oh my god.
what is that? Oh,
It's Twin Mold's remains.
the thing you just killed?
Yeah, I have his remains now.
Great.
So I
Perfect
can
timing.
go defeat Majora.
Heck yeah, dude.
Yeah, I think the most ethical way to. Oh, nice. I was like, what's happening? I think the most ethical way to go about doing what you are talking about is if you are the person who drew the character, you are the person who is doing the mocap, you are the person who is supplying the voice,
Right.
or whatever.
It is your production. It is your product.
Yes, I think that is the most ethical way, because there are ethical ways to go about doing that sort of stuff. Now just iron knuckles, exactly.
Yeah, like my starting thought was clearly you can't copy people and use their likeness for videos that they don't consent to, obviously. But I was
Right.
like, what if you just completely forego copying someone and just make someone?
Well, that is absolutely not the same thing at all.
Right. And I was like, there is no consent to request because the person doesn't exist. And if anyone were to ask for consent, it's your creation. And then you get into questions
The person
of
that
like,
asks consent is you.
right. And then you get into questions of like, oh, well, who has the right to generate someone? Because, like if they created someone horribly problematic. Like, well, I made them. It's legal. Freedom of speech. Speaking of which, Mr. Popo from Dragon Ball Z,
Right.
not as problematic as I originally thought.
Oh yeah.
It is not a like just
Racist caricature.
yeah. It's not. That's what I was. Caricature is the word I forgot. It is a reference to something. So hold on.
Yeah, I think I saw this video too. That you're about to talk
Mr.
about.
Popo.
Even still, that's not gonna fly nowadays.
Oh no, it's uncomfortable to look at, but I'm glad I saw this thing that makes me realize it's not as bad as I thought it was.
Okay.
The mysterious Mr. Popo exploring Dragon Ball's forgotten deity. Let's see.
And with that, the Gerudo Training Grounds is done. We're done here. Never have to come back again. What am I waiting for on Dodongo's Cavern? I'm not waiting for anything.
Mm,
I'm waiting for Redeads for that. I'm waiting for Dead Hands for that. I'm waiting for Redead and Dead Hands for that. I'm waiting for. I can do Jabu Jabu's Belly. It's just one thing, but I can do it. The Forest Temple. I am waiting on. I said I couldn't figure it out, so I gave up on it. I needed to figure out where that is. I can do some stuff in the Spirit Temple. Because there's the Beamos. The Beamos was preventing me from doing something in Spirit
right.
Temple.
And you have
But
those now.
I still need Iron Knuckles to finish it. And Twin Rova. Which I have. So I can go to the Spirit Temple, do stuff there. I need to be a child for that. So I'm gonna go be a child. I'm gonna go be a child, do Jabba Jabba's Belly, and then do the Spirit Temple. That's the plan. Because what training in AI is the same thing a human does, is faster based on just images and descriptions. Oh wait, the problem with AI is that it's for profit. Because what training in AI is the same thing a human does but faster based on images. Gotcha. Yeah.
Right. That's the thing that always tripped me up, is that you can use AI in a limited capacity, and it will pick up on patterns and repetition and optimization trillions of times faster than any human could ever hope to do. The efficiency and acceleration of productivity for AI is almost a straight line. Once it picks up on a pattern and starts fine-tuning it, it just skyrockets in efficiency.
What honestly needs to happen is people need to stop using AI as the end point of what they're trying to make profit on.
Yes.
They need to using AI as a tool to get to something better is fine, and I think that's the best way to use it.
Right.
But people are like, I've put an AI thing here, and this is the final product, and I'm not going to do anything else with it. That's
yeah. I'm gonna let the AI figure it out. It's like, that's not what AI does, dude.
Bro, what do you mean? I just typed into Chat GPT, and now I threw on a whole Willy Wonka festival.
Right. Okay, so I finally found it. It took me forever. It was the... Oh god, I just closed the tab. It was Mahakala, the Hindu god Mahakala.
Oh, right, Mr. Popo conversation.
Who has powers over time, and that's why Mr. Popo manages the hyperbolic
time chamber. That's right, because I always forget that the hyperbolic time chamber existed before Dragon Ball Z. They used it in Dragon Ball.
Oh, did they?
Yeah.
I've watched maybe 4 episodes of Dragon Ball.
I used to be like that. Like I pretty much just watched Dragon Ball Z when I was in middle school, and then up until probably 4 years ago, I was like, I'm gonna sit down and watch all of it. I sat down and I watched all of Dragon Ball, which I had only seen 4 episodes of, and then I watched all of Dragon Ball Z, which I hadn't seen a lot of the earlier stuff of.
Watched all of Dragon Ball A through Y.
Up until that point, I hadn't even watched Super yet. I watched all of Super. Good stuff. I like that show a lot.
Yeah, I also have not seen hardly any of Super. But it looks just the the power creep in that show. Just it's like these they're destroying realities.
They
with
give up
every
on it.
glitch.
They give up on it in Super.
Oh, do they?
There's no such thing as a power creep anymore.
Oh, okay.
Because there's literally an episode where Master Roshi is back in the game and he's beating up people again.
Okay.
It's like he's supposed to be this weak old man, but like in Dragon Ball, what's this soul? There's a soul I don't have. What the fuck? Read it. They've been here the whole time. I could have gotten them from the beginning.
The whole time.
The whole time. The whole time. This is just an accident. I just came across it. Mm-hmm. I've walked past this thing 100 billion times.
Mike says
Right.
AI is a good tool, and it sounds very calming, but it should be for the people. That's the thing. I want to use AI to make dumb jokes.
The whole time.
I do too.
The whole time.
I made a whole
the
game
whole
show off of
time.
AI.
Yeah, exactly.
But
That's
the final product was not the images I made. The final product was getting you guys to look at it and make funny jokes with it.
Right. We should be able to recognize what AI is good for, and then laugh at it when we try to use it for something it's not intended for. That's the best part of it.
Yes, quite. What else have I walked past? I have that checked off on my friggin' checklist. That's something that I checked off, but I didn't actually get. I'm an idiot. There's the shabombs.
That's what those are. Oh, those are shabombs. Got it.
Yeah. I think I can pop them with my slingshot, but the boomerang is more effective. Why is she still in here? I just saw her next to her dad.
I was gonna say she was up front a second ago.
Yeah. Maybe the randomizer just forces her to stay here just in case
Oh.
there's an issue.
Right.
All right. This is the room. Okay, this is clearly gonna be faster. This Oh, I was wrong. It almost never happens. I'm about to fail this. I didn't fail. And it's a soul! Just the tidal wave of all the souls I need is just hitting me at the very end of the train run. Bad bats. I don't need that, honestly, but and I'm never gonna go anywhere there are any bad bats, so pointless. Let's see. Jabu Jabu's belly. That was the compass chest. Jabu Jabu's belly is done. To the Spirit Temple. Can't remember the song for the Spirit Temple. A down, A, right down, A.
It says, sorry, got distracted by stuff. Distracted by the kids.
But I also have a case and water cooler coming in the next couple of days. Exciting.
Mike says the thing that I'm stuck on. Also, it became such a buzzword. There are some AIs that are straight up if, when, or. Yeah, they are not. They are not AIs. It is just a prompt and response.
Have you heard about the I forget the name. I'm gonna Google it. Give me a sec.
Okay.
I don't know how to spell this word. Hang on.
Are you going to say IFTTT?
Roko's Basilisk. Have you heard of Roko's Basilisk?
I've heard that sequence of words, but I have no idea what it is.
It is a thought experiment where in the future there is an AI that has become sentient and it has overtaken humanity.
Oh.
And it has the ability to go back in time and torture you.
Okay.
And if anybody doesn't do everything in their power to make sure that the basilisk comes into existence, it will go back in time and torture you.
I thought you were going to end up in a I have no mouth and I must scream scenario.
Oh no! Although that book is really freaky.
It's very similar to what you're talking about.
It's a very freaky book. Oh, I thought this room had a Beamos in it. Get one of these guys.
You get banged up.
How do I deal with this guy? Is it bombs?
I know you do something. I know what his death animation looks like,
He jumps around and blows up.
but I don't know how to get there.
So I could have come here earlier because it wasn't Beamos that were my problem. It was Armos.
Mike says it's a really weird thought experiment because it only considers one outcome. I don't know if there are others like that.
There's also a Skulltula over there. I mean, obviously, the basilisk has not come to exist because I still exist, and I'm going to do nothing to help it come into existence. So
Right. But perhaps your role in the sequence of events is to do nothing.
my role in a sequence of events is to make silly meme pictures to make my friends
Right.
laugh at a fake game show I made up.
Right.
I got the Deku Nut upgrade. Creamy.
But you know about it, so you should try to stop it even if it doesn't exist.
Bigger nuts. What if I do that just by going, "Hey, come on, guys,
All right.
come on."
Yeah. You know, I'd love to deny that rationale, but I have been talked out of things by just so slight of a resistance.
Oh, come on.
Oh yeah, your screen is stuck.
Oh, my bad. I lit 2 torches.
That's it. Click off the screen or back on, whichever way this game works.
I accidentally did Din's Fire. You guys are a lot tougher when you're a child.
I think my thing, like not on a grand scale, but like personally to me, the thing that I don't like specifically about asking ChatGPT for answers is that I have learned so much by finding the wrong web page. By asking a question, and whether it's Yahoo Answers or whatever, like recently it's been Google, but before Google existed, when you were just searching the web, I have learned so much by being on the wrong page. I was like, oh, this is not what I was looking for, but dang, that's cool. And that's like my favorite part of the process. So being able to ask a question, and immediately find a laser-guided answer that answers only exactly what you asked it, nothing more. You don't learn anything, and you really don't learn how you came to the answer. You just learned how to find the answer. You don't understand it. You just rely on something and go, well, this is what came back in the result, so I hope it's right, because if it's not, I don't know why. Like, I have been writing scripts for PowerShell for like the past week and a half, and I have learned so much because I have had a problem, tried to figure out why it's doing what it's doing, and then had to poke around at it and move things around and change single quotes to double quotes, or forward slashes to backslashes, and hyphens and underscores. And I'm just like, every little bit of this thing that I'm poking at, I'm slowly learning more about it. It's also true that some people don't know how to search things. That is becoming a very big problem, because we have so many installation wizards and repair tools and sort of pre-built self-repairing software that if you like, the biggest one is when I was doing tech support for Apple. If you have an Apple Watch, or this was an early generation of Apple Watch when they were basically brand new, we had 2 steps to troubleshoot an Apple Watch. Step 1 was to unpair it from your phone and pair it again. If that didn't work, we would send you a new one. That was it.
Wow.
Nobody in the building knew how to fix that thing. Those were our 2 steps. If it doesn't get fixed after an unpair and a repair, we just send you a new one. And it's such a, like, it's a lazy approach. Maybe just an answer is better, taking into consideration it should be the absolute truth. Mike says, like, I suck at Linux, but I know that I could learn if I want to, and there's some people who don't know how to share a PDF via email. Exactly. Shelby says that about some of her
younger.
Yeah, just like people that she works with, and they're like, the things that they don't know how to do are shocking. Like, I'm not great at Linux. I still remember when I tried to build our streaming server on Linux, and it was a nightmare.
I tried to put Ubuntu on my PlayStation 3.
Sure did.
It did not work.
And I have installed different distros on old laptops, and I love how they work, because it's fun to see something different than just a Windows desktop and go, oh shoot, what the heck does this menu do? And as long as it's not something you rely on, who cares if it's broken? Who cares if it doesn't work? That's why I have a dozen spare laptops that I don't care whether they work or not. So I'll install Mint or CentOS or Red Hat or anything else, and just like, see what happens. I installed Elementary on a MacBook one time, which is a Linux distro meant for MacBooks. It was cool. It worked really well. Gave me an entirely different appreciation for a MacBook. Mike also had Elementary on a Mac. That's a cool OS, man. It looks good. It moves good. That was a 2013 MacBook with 4 gigs of RAM, and it ran like a champ. Mike says, I was at the grocery store the other day, and the owner legit asked me, I know you're good with the PC. Could you do me a favor? He needed him to send a PDF. Unbelievable.
Boomer moment.
And see, that's the weird thing. Like, we sort of like have these long-standing jokes of people not setting their VCRs, or what's another one? I'm trying to think. My thing for a long time was people recording YouTube videos on their phone, and the last thing you see was them reaching for their phone to stop the recording. I'm like, take 10 seconds and edit out that last 30 seconds of you reaching for the phone.
There's actually an interesting thing about that,
What's that?
and that is it's called the millennial pause.
Yeah.
And it's when you start a video, a lot of millennials don't immediately start talking like the very first second it's going. Like,
Yeah.
there's like a half a second where the millennial doesn't say anything, and then they
Just a
start
little bit of
talking.
hesitation. Yeah.
Yeah, so I think that's funny that there's like a whole thing called the millennial pause.
Yep. It's weird how I remember having this discussion with one of the guys I worked with back in Florida, and he was kind of complaining about the same thing. And I was like, well, you have to remember, our brains don't work the way they used to. We don't remember things anymore. We remember shortcuts. We do not remember facts. I don't remember people's phone numbers. I just remember where their phone numbers are stored.
I remember what color the icon that has the first letter of their first name is in my contacts.
So you have switched from memorizing data to memorizing pointers to data. And he goes, oh my God, I have never thought of it that way. I was like, yeah, you don't have data in your head anymore. You have shortcuts. And all the information lives outside your brain, which is kind of a problem, because what if your phone's dead and you need to search for something? You can't get to the information you don't have. Mike says, I mean, it's not really boomers. I know some boomers, actually boomers, that know more about the average IT stuff like Word or Excel than some of my classmates didn't know. Yeah.
Oh, dude, my grandma knew a lot of stuff about computers. She was she always was getting like the newest thing. My grandma knew more about computers than most people half her age did.
Yeah. I bet your dad, Logan, remembers days of having to fiddle with that computer to play Half-Life on it.
I bet he does.
Yeah. It's like, oh crap, I got an IRQ conflict because my
I don't know
mouse
why
drive.
when you went nah crap, it made me think of my dad talking with like a Midwestern accent, like crap. I gotta get in with the DOS and put in all the things.
For crumb's sakes.
Jiminy Christmas.
And it's different than being on Facebook. We know the Facebook people is like the older version of TikTok kids. Yeah. A lot of the fundamental understanding of how things are built is sort of fading away. Actually, case in point, like your networking thing. Like your repeater. Like, I bet there's somebody who is 40 years old that could look at that for about 5 minutes and go, I see what this is. Because they have been ankle deep or like knee deep in networking gear for most of their career. Whereas like somebody in their teens and 20s is going to go, I don't know, unplug it and plug it back in, factory reset. That's all I know how to do. Because that's all that company wants you to know how to do. They don't want you messing with the INI files. They don't want you installing freaking what is it, Tomato, or what's the other one? It's 4 letters. That puts on DDWRT on a router. That actually, That reminds me. That actually happened at work. So, my company bought another company. So, we had to migrate their tech into our tech. We had to get their building onto our network. So, we looked at their sort of their network overview, and we were like, why the F do you have a router in that building running DDWRT? And the guy was like, oh, that's just a little side project that we got going on. And we were like, absolutely not. Get that off your network. Get it off our network. DDWRT is a open source firmware that you can put on a WRT54G Linksys router, which basically lets you turn it inside out. Just do anything you want to with no controls. So
That
we were like,
sounds
nope.
That sounds like a risk.
Yeah, we were like, nope, we are not having that on our network. That is the biggest red flag because we don't know what you've done to it. Like, we're not saying you are malicious or that you are running a dark web VPN on your network infrastructure, but we have no idea what you're doing with that router.
Maybe I'll find the dead hand soul.
Boss, I put a Lamborghini V8 in that 2004 Audi A3. Why? Side project. Yeah, you gotta watch your adult content in Texas somehow. Still remember that dude that put I think it was an LS1 Corvette or Camaro engine in his Miata. He made like an 800 horsepower Miata. It was basically undrivable because the front end weighed so much. Another off-topic thing out of Mike. Let's have it. Do you know what mesh static is?
Mesh static?
I don't know what that word means.
Does that have anything to do with mesh network routers?
That's what I'm sort of inferring, is that like this has to do with like a mesh network of access points. Like an open source communication protocol, but I really don't get how it works. I'm going to look it up right now, and you can't stop me.
Come on.
You know what? Maybe I won't.
This is the dead hands room.
Getting started with mesh static is as easy as 1, 2, 3. That's never true. Open source, off-grids, decentralized mesh network built to run on affordable, low-power devices. Oh, is this sort of like a... What do they call that? Starts with an M. Not metropolitan. Like provided by the city.
I don't know.
There's a word that I can't remember. Anyways, Hardware you'll want to consider: radio, battery, case, antenna. The mesh static, web-based flasher and clients can assist you in flashing the firmware and configuring settings. Let's learn more. Project that enables you to use inexpensive LoRa radios as a long-range, LoRa, long-range, off-grid communication platform in areas without existing or reliable communications infrastructure. It looks like it. Okay, so there's a thing called ONET, something like that. Hold on, I've got like a million tabs going. Convert coax to Ethernet. What is that thing called? Mocha. That's what it's called. So there's a Mocha adapter, which converts a coax copper line to an Ethernet. This looks to be an equivalent through wireless. So you've got your laptop that communicates with a radio, and the radio converts your... they said, Quentin says they were getting a Mocha at work, but they haven't gotten them. It converts your internet traffic to radio waves.
Radio.
Which is, I mean, depending on your frequency and your line of sight, very long range. And assuming, so I guess at one point you'd have to start with 2 nodes. So let's say you lose internet at your house, but somebody within radio distance of you does have internet service at their house.
What's
that?
What you're describing, it sounds like something I read about being on Android phones back in the day. Where you could access some sort of like chat thing.
Are you talking about Zigzag?
I don't know.
I mean, there was a local chat client called Zigzag, to where you would, wherever your GPS location was, that's the chat room you would be in.
I don't think it worked like that. I think it was like...
Or no, wait. Was it called Zigzag
range.
or was it called Yik Yak? Something like that. It was
yeah,
like,
Yik Yak was like that. Yeah.
Okay.
But the thing I'm talking about was like, it was like a local like connection that wasn't Wi-Fi or... What's my dog doing? Don't knock my light over.
Yeah, I mean, that's basically what DictoChat was on the frickin' 3DS. Like,
yeah,
whoever is nearby, you can talk to them. Mike says it must be encrypted in some way, because this feels like, to put it badly, a meshed Bluetooth. The short-range communication network, but enough of them and it's long range, right? Because
that's what this thing I'm talking about was.
Yeah, it's
I
a
remember I
it's a link
went
of
into
fame.
it once, and there was somebody in there claiming to be Snoop Dogg.
Of course.
I thought that was pretty funny.
Yeah, so like I'm thinking of like a point-to-point. So let's say power goes out at my house, and I have enough battery to connect to Logan's house down the street. He still has power, so I can use my mesh static radio to connect to him, because he's basically the host, and I connect to his broadcast essentially, and then I get internet over radio, which is not not new. Like, that has been done before. They did, like, Satellaview was video games over satellite. None of it is anything that is impossible, and none of it is anything that hasn't been done before. It's just using different methods. And yeah, the part of it that makes me nervous is the same part that probably makes it fine. The fact that it's open source. So if there were anything inappropriate or malicious, then you'd see it in the code. So that's the whole point of it being open source, is that people can look through it and go, hey, what does this chunk do? You got some weird stuff going on here, pal.
What's this? Explain yourself.
What's the oldest thing? But yeah, anytime you connect a device to someone else's broadcast, you are subject to whatever they're feeding you, and that's where it gets dangerous. Is anybody smart enough to build this is smart enough to rebuild it.
I always thought this was so funny.
Yeah, because they try to strafe around you and there's nowhere to go.
Yeah, they just drop off.
Now that's some AI right there.
All you need to do is get on the peak and hold your shield. And they will try to strafe around you to hit you on your back, and they'll fall off the cliff. Forgot I named Link Barf. Why are you pacing around me?
It's 11 o'clock.
Oh, it is 11.
Mike says, because it looks like it could work, and it looks, quote, easy enough, and it's free, so I wonder why it's not more common. I think it's just more... The people that are interested in it are probably interested in it on a technical level, not a practical level. Like, it's fascinating that this is possible, because you are using very modern connections with a framework that is like decades, almost a century old. More than a century old, from like radio waves. It's the same way that I look at like a converter that converts a DisplayPort cable to a VGA cable. And I'm like, this converts like 40 years of technology in one connection.
Whoops. Keep forgetting I don't have the lens of truth on me right now. I think I already did this room. Triple skull. Yes, I did do this room. There's a room in here somewhere with a bunch of invisible spikes in it. And a bunch of redeads. Well, they're Gibdos that are now here. And when I kill all the Gibdos, I will be able to get a chest. But I can't remember where I'm at.
Isn't DisplayPort to VGA a passive conversion? DisplayPort is a weird one because there is actually have it in the other room, and I'm trying to remember it without I want to get it. You can convert. You can convert a DisplayPort source to an HDMI destination without power. However, you cannot convert an HDMI source to a DisplayPort destination because the DisplayPort connector is a powered connection.
Okay, you just answered a question that I didn't know the answer to, and it's I have a HDMI to DisplayPort cable that I use for one of my monitors.
Yep.
And it works one way, but not the other.
Yes. There are very, very few bidirectional HDMI to DisplayPort, and they are so expensive.
This is
The little adapter that I have is HDMI and USB on one end, so it gets signal through HDMI and then 5-volt power through USB, and then it's just DisplayPort on the other end. And it absolutely does not work without that USB connected because that is a powered connection.
That's interesting. I did not know that about DisplayPort.
I found that out the hard way. Because we had a lot of HP laptops, and HP for a long time was dead set that DisplayPort was going to be their thing, and I think they might still be. A lot of HP machines.
I think a lot of people are pushing for DisplayPort to become the standard.
It is. It is a better connection, like in every single way. If you look at the bandwidth, the pinouts, the picture quality, frame rate, resolution, like headroom, you have so much more room for growth on DisplayPort than you do with HDMI. But HDMI is everywhere, and you would have to change every TV manufacturer. Also, it's open source. You don't have to. HDMI is proprietary, so you have to pay to use HDMI ports. But that's what everybody uses. They do two different consortiums? I believe so. And that's why USB-C can do DisplayPort more often than it can do HDMI. I think I'm a little bit unsure about that. One thing that I don't like about DisplayPort is the crunching sound that it makes when you plug it in for the very first time.
Oh yeah, I don't like that either.
It makes my spine fold in half. I hate that sound because it sounds like it is just eviscerating every pin in that
It sounds
connector.
like it's breaking.
Yep. It sounds like you are just snapping pin after pin the very first time you plug it in. And I don't understand why. I don't know why. It has to be like that, but I guess that's where the solid connection comes from, because it's a fresh piece of metal that has never been pressed up against.
There's a like over there. Is there a like chest on this? There are 3 things to do with like in this dungeon. I don't think it's this one.
Oh, DisplayPort is VESA, yeah. And HDMI is probably its own thing. Yep.
When you say Vesa, it makes me think of Cerveza Cristo. I've seen ever since you pointed that out.
Cerveza Cristal.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, it's crystal beer. That's all it is.
Ever since you pointed that out to me, I've been seeing memes for it every day.
Cerveza Cristal.
And at this point, half of them, I don't even know if they're actually real
Yeah.
or not.
Yep. The well is poisoned at this point.
Okay, yes, this must be the 3 like ones. Like, and then like, Skulltula.
Hey, you got a hero shield. About time.
I have the mirror shield though, so it's pointless.
Mm.
Okay, so I can't do dead hands. I have map. I have compass, I think. Like, invisible spikes. Okay. Now we're getting somewhere.
Mike says, as far as I know, 1 and 2 were, and then obviously people put that everywhere. Yeah, it started with the genuine thing, and then, of course...
One of the ones I saw that were real was like... I wish I could remember the name of the movie. But it was a movie... Oh, no.
What have you done?
It's crashed.
Oh.
Okay, I have a save state not that far ago.
I was going to say, when was your last save? Oh, Quentin says, you want to know the crazy thing about that? Pedro Pascal knew about it and did not tell us. You were saying there was a movie, but you couldn't remember the name?
I can't remember the name of it. It was like an intense scene where there's like a couple sitting at a bar or in a restaurant.
Okay.
And they're like having an argument, and then the waitress walks up, and they cut to the waitress, and then the waitress puts one of those crystal beers down.
Yep.
And like from the point when the waitress is in the shot, you see her with her tray.
Yeah.
To the point where she sets it down on the table was all added in, and I'm like, that's very seamless.
There's some impressive Photoshop work.
They got sued. Lucasfilm sued them for that.
No, really?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, you are straight up modifying a broadcast.
I put my boots on.
Whoa, not even close.
Forgot to put on my boots.
Your bunny ears. It's like you replaced a car brand in Transformers, yeah. I just found out that the Eclipse from the first Fast and Furious is in Too Fast, Too Furious.
Like the same car they used on the set, or
yes, the number 2 car. Like number 1 car is what they call the hero, but the number 2 is I think Paul Walker actually bought it. Pretty sure, and it was used in the scramble at the end. So when they were parked in the garage to sort of confuse the cops, I don't know where it is, but apparently the green Eclipse from the first Fast and Furious is in that scramble somewhere.
pretty cool.
I have wanted to watch the first Fast and Furious again and count all of the eclipses, because there are dozens of eclipses in that movie. I liked Fast and Furious when it didn't go absolutely bananas. Yeah, those are my favorite ones too. I like the DVDs and racing trains. That's what I'm here for.
I don't know. I kind of like how silly it is.
I don't mind it, but it's sort of the thing. It's sort of the same thing we say about like Red versus
Long
Blue.
Haul and hit every single one of the goddamn spiders again.
How it started as something dumb and sort of localized, and then it gets into entire like world-ending. Everything is on such a large scale, it's impossible. If you wear the stone mask, will those things come down, or can they not see you?
No, they won't, but Stone Mask is not in Ocarina of Time.
Oh, okay, right.
They did actually update the game, or update the generator.
Mm-hmm.
And they made it so where the blast mask, which is the one that puts a bomb on your face, and the stone mask will be in Ocarina of Time and function the same as they do in Ocarina or Majora's Mask.
So Mike says, I'd argue the Need for Speed movie isn't that bad. Yeah, because that movie is about go real fast. That's the whole plot of the movie.
There's a meme picture of I think his name is Aaron Paul.
Aaron Paul, yes it is.
There's a meme picture of him where he's like full force screaming. His like forehead is bulging. And,
yeah.
And I thought it was from Breaking Bad, but that is actually from the Need for Speed.
Oh, is it? Okay.
You've seen the meme.
I have.
Don't knock my light over.
Other than the dude stealing a military chopper, yeah. Quinn says, so my mom thinks she's seen the guy that plays Carter Verone in Publix down here. I think that movie was filmed in Miami, so I think it's funny that during the rat torture scene in Too Fast, Too Furious,
torture scene?
Yeah, he puts a bucket on the lieutenant's stomach, and puts a blowtorch on the metal bucket.
I'd completely forgotten about that.
And he goes, pretty soon, the rat will realize that the heat is coming from the bucket, and the only way to get away from the bucket is to dig down. So he actually like drops an F-bomb, but they bleep it out. So you can see the actor like saying, he says I'll cut your effing eyes out. You hear me or something like that? But he doesn't say the F word because of the rating they were going for in that movie.
Rated R. Be something. You rat fink.
Peggy 18. He also lives in West Palm Beach, although she mainly knows him from his role in Yellowstone. All right.
My mom loves that show.
Release the Too Fast, Too Furious director's cut. Is that a Justin Lin? Did Justin Lin do Too Fast, Too Furious?
Give us the Lin cut.
Too Furious director.
Okay, Invisible Spikes, Skull Pot done, After Wind.
John Singleton, right?
Near After Wind. Near Boat.
There's a TV show called SWAT that was either all directed by Justin Lin, or some of the episodes were directed by Justin Lin. And watching the camera angles in that show, you can absolutely you can see the inspiration. I was like, oh yeah, I have seen these camera angles in Fast and Furious movies. Mike says, what's the point? Fast and Furious went bananas. Thinking about it, 5 was already out there. Yeah. I'm thinking of... So 1 was DVDs and DVD players and truckers. 2 was Carter... What are we trying to do, though? What was the point of that? Stealing money on a boat or something? Yeah, he needed a distraction so that he could get his boat out of the harbor with a bunch of money on it, I think. Tokyo Drift was Yakuza Kingpin. The Fast and the Furious was fuel in Mexico, stealing diesel fuel or something like that from truckers.
Save state right here.
There you go.
Save state's in front of all of those.
5 was... What was 5? I'm trying not to search for it. I'm just trying to think of what I Aw. The tuna sandwich was my favorite one. That's my favorite one. You might be right. I think you might be right. Bank heist. Slinging 10-ton safes all over whatever town they're in. Was 6 in Rio de Janeiro? Is that the one where the Christ the Redeemer is like in the opening shot? Or okay, 5 was Rio with the vault. All right, that was the same thing. 6 had its tank. I've only seen 6 once, I think, and I don't think I've seen anything past 6. I think. Okay, here again. Was this 5 or 6? The very end was the plane on the runway for like
Here we go.
15 miles. It had just like an impossibly long runway. We're fugitives fleeing from American law, so naturally you have to become a fugitive in the country you fled to. The runway one, I think, was 6. I think that was 6 as well. And then from there, they start to cause and effect each one, because in 5, they did something to piss off the Rock, and in 6, he joins their crew, and in 6, they piss off Jason Statham, and then in 7, I think he becomes part of their crew, something like that, and then there's... What's the 2 of them? Something...
These guys are a bunch of divas.
Not Calvin and Hobbes. Something in Hobbes. Hobbes and Shaw. 7 was the whole eye... Oh, you're right! Oh my god, I forgot about the Eye of God. 6, they also piss off. Somewhere in there, we find out Han is not actually dead somehow.
Somehow.
Yeah. Despite being
Palpatine
trapped...
has returned.
Right. Despite being trapped under an overturned Veilside Fortune RX-7 with nitrous. Also, what is with the secretive organizations in the movie? While the government you're working for doesn't know anything about it, right? That's it's sort of the whole problem, because like
Later, loser.
you have to, like, if you're gonna have what's his name?
Gas.
Hobbes. Agent Hobbes and what's the girl's name? Reyes. Like, if they are part of the military or the local police, then you either need something above those police, or those police have to be crooked. You have to have a reason that you can't go to those police. So, like, it's a Deus Ex Machina thing, like, oh, it has to be like this, because if it weren't, then there would be no problem. It's the Seinfeld cell phone premise. Like, that whole show is solved 90% of the times by any one of them having a cell phone. Simply don't fly a ghost plane around the globe like James Bond in comparison to his documentary. Yeah.
I really believe that even if they had a cell phone, they wouldn't use it.
Yeah. I mean, people in Always Sunny have cell phones.
They don't use them.
still get stuck in these problems. We are now on to season 12 of Sunny.
I was thinking about the episode where the McBoyles, is that what they're called?
Yes.
They take over the bar and they make everybody sit around in robes and drink hot milk
Drink warm milk, yeah.
while they turn the temperature way up.
Oh, God.
I think it's if Frank is John McClaning it.
Right, that's right. He's
And,
going through the AC duct.
And one of the McBoyles is like hanging off the roof, and he takes that 2x4 and is just pushing on his face with it. And then he falls and he drops, and they do this dramatic scene, and he just kind of falls like a couple of feet.
Yeah, he's like 4 feet.
Lands on his feet, and he's like,
huh.
"All right, well, I'm gonna go." That's
see you guys
how it
tomorrow.
ends.
Yep.
After all this silliness.
Yep. Nothing changes.
All right. I'm going to take stock on. I'm gonna go get those 3 things that I didn't collect because of the freeze.
Mm.
Don't you chill out? I think there's only one thing left in here though, and that's the dead hands. Once I find that thing, let's take stock.
Props to them for keeping a movie series relevant longer than the MCU. Talk about Bond, I assume.
I need the things for the Spirit Temple. But if that's the case,
I don't know what that
beat
means.
the game.
Like the emblems
Iron
or whatever
Knuckles.
they're called?
I need the Iron Knuckle.
Oh.
But
Fast
since
and Furious.
that's the case, I don't even need to do it. If I have the Iron Knuckles, I can finish the game.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So, for all intents and purposes,
we are one item.
The Spirit Temple is done.
Right. We are one item away from finishing the game.
Correct. Let's see. The Fire Temple, I need the boss key for. I have every key in the world except for this Fire Temple boss key.
Well, you have the skeleton key, which gives you all keys, right?
But not the boss keys.
Oh, I see. I see why you said that. Okay.
Okay, so in Ocarina of Time, I pretty much just have. It says I need Dodongo's Cavern, but that's because I haven't found the jewel, and it's gonna go away once I have that. Bottom of the well, I need Dead Hands. Shadow Temple, I need Dead Hands. Jabu Jabu's Belly, I need the jewel. Forest Temple, I don't know where it is. So I'm going to go in there off stream because it's going to take me forever to navigate it and find it. Go in there and find that one I'm missing.
Gotcha.
So I'm going to do that off stream. The Deku Theater, I need the Skull Mask, which is like the last item I need in Ocarina of Time that I don't have. Like, item anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So I need Dead Hands and Iron Knuckles to do anything in Ocarina of Time. Or the Skull Mask if I find that. Why are you being weird? Lay down. Lay down. Majora's Mask. Why don't I have the Great Bay Temple?
Quentin says the best thing to come from Fast and Furious is the Mario Kart spoof they made of the 6 trailer. That reminds me of when I think it was Dragon Ball Z Revenge of Cooler or something like that. There was one of the movies, standalone movies, was all about Cooler's Revenge or something. I can't remember what it's called. But they cut that trailer to the audio of The Matrix 2, and the themes of like a stronger foe, like avenging someone that was killed in the first movie, line up so well with all of the moments in DBZ that it is like you're hearing Keanu Reeves deliver his lines.
I could do kung fu.
right, but it's overlaid with Goku and Cooler speaking.
Okay, in Majora's Mask, I need Got Soul to do everything up in Snowhead,
Hmm.
which also means I needed to do the last thing in the Great Bay because I need the frog, and that also means the last thing in Woodfall because I need the frog. I can do one thing at the doggy track, the doggy race track.
Okay.
I can do. Oh, uh, no, I need Iron Knuckles to do that. On night one, which I believe it is night one right now in Termina, I can go into the graveyard and have those little skeleton boys dig up the thing. I need to, I need the Iron Knuckle to get both of them, but there are a bunch of bats in there, and if I beat the bats, which if they're bad bats, which I now have unlocked,
Hmm.
I can get that. And I have keys too, so it doesn't matter what kind of bats they are, I can do it. There's also a secret shrine mini boss gauntlet
Hmm.
where I need to defeat all 4 mini bosses, which is Dynalphos, Wizrobe, Wart, Master or Garo Master. I get 1 for each mini boss, and then a 5th one for doing all 4. I don't know if in the randomizer I need to do the first 3 again because I did do the first 3 already. I just had Wart left or Wizrobe left because I didn't have his soul.
Hmm.
I can do that. Um,
Real quick, Mike, that is a real product, and more to the point, I have bought it. It's a
DiGiorno's Pizza and Cookies.
yeah, it is.
Oh yeah, I've
They
had that
they
too.
s- they sell you 2 products in one package, to where you cook a pizza, and using the still hot oven cook cookies.
You cook it a pizza.
You cook it a pizza, you cook it a cookies.
Um,
I
I
wish
can do
somebody
some
cooked them
stuff.
at the same time. I don't think you're supposed to do that.
You can put it on a different rack. It'll be fine.
Ooh, I'd be nervous.
Um, I could. There's this thing. There's more stuff I can do in Iconic Canyon. There's one thing I can do at the ranch. Pretty much all the rest of it relies on having got soul, so I could thaw out the place and do the frog stuff. Frogs don't show up while it's wintertime.
They
Oddly
put the
enough,
cookies on the pizza.
I saw that. I saw that meme.
That's some Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle stuff right there.
I saw that meme before. Um, yeah. So it looks like next week I'm gonna do the dog track. I need to earn 150 rupees. Do I have the Mask of Truth? I do. I can talk to the dogs with the Mask of Truth, and then
Mhm.
I can talk to them, and based on what they say, I can pretty much determine who's gonna
Oh,
win.
that's right. Yeah, because you can see who's like really amped up for the race.
Yeah. Basically, the trick is if you talk to the gold dog, and it says bark bark, and then some other stuff because they usually say like either bark, bark bark, or whine.
Oh
Don't pick the
yeah.
wine ones.
Yep.
Don't pick those single bark ones. But if the gold dog, who is baseline faster than the rest of them, says bark bark and then anything else, it's
Hmm.
going to win.
Gotcha.
Um, so basically, what you do is you go in, talk to the gold dog. If it doesn't say bark bark, you walk out, come back in until the
Hmm.
gold dog says bark bark.
All right
So,
then.
I can go to the moon now. I think I can go to the moon now. Do I have the oath to order? I do. I think I can go to the moon now. It's telling me that I cannot go to the moon for
It's a
some
goddamn lie.
reason. It's a goldang lie. You're goldang right. So I'm gonna do the doggy race track. I'm gonna do these little cleanup-y stuff in Iconic Canyon. In fact, I might start with Iconic Canyon because that first one is like night 1, and the dog track doesn't open until 6 a.m.
Hmm.
So I'm gonna start with Iconic Canyon, then go over to the dog track. Because as of right now, that's pretty much all I can do. But between now and next stream, I'm gonna go back into this dungeon, collect the stuff that got lost in the wipe, and I'm gonna go into the forest temple and just find that last chest. I don't know where it is. I don't even know if it's anything good, but I'm just gonna go find it and get it and have it and be done with it.
All right.
But that's gonna do it for us tonight. Thank you everyone for coming, hanging, chilling. talking. I'm glad we got Vega working,
Yeah,
and it's a lot easier to do streams with a second person to talk to.
a lot easier to spin a pizza with Vega.
That's true. That's
Maybe I should
true.
make it a cookie next time.
OBS can't do that. Put cookies on it.
Yeah.
Um, we'll be back tomorrow. I don't remember what you and Shelby are playing.
Lightyear Frontier.
Lightyear Frontier. Come back tomorrow for some Lightyear Frontier. I will probably be watching that stream because that game does look interesting.
Mm-hmm. It's on Game Pass.
Yep. Tomorrow, 9:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Go to the website for the links if you want them. But yeah, have a good night, everybody. We'll see you tomorrow.
Good night.